Hello students, I myself Professor M. N. Jadhav, faculty in Electronics and Telecommunication Department from KK Polytechnic, Nasik. Here we will learn today the concept of flexible PCB. Now, what is flexible PCB? Nowadays we can say that this is one of the emerging trends in electronics industries. As we know that the emerging trends in electronics are various one. From that one, virtual reality is one, healthcare, automotive industry, robotics, and smart home devices. For the same, we had to use the recent electronic components. Something we want to use the technology of next generation telecom networks, and also along with this one, the advanced processors. As I told you, emerging trends, it is nothing but we can say because of the revolutions in telecommunication industry, the competitions in the field has exponentially increased, which leads the tremendous investment and the innovation which helps to give rise to the digital economy. And this digital economy, we can say that it is used in digital watches, TV refrigerators, security systems, and of courses which are related to environmentally and friendly electric vehicles. Now, here just we'll go for the concept from the recent electronic components. We can say there are so many recent electronic components as like flexible PCB, some lithium-ion battery, nuclear batteries, memory stirrers, and organic LED. From that one, we will learn a concept for flexible PCB. It is also abbreviated as FPC, which stands for Flexible Printed Circuit Boards, or sometimes it can also be called as flexible circuits or flex circuits, which is nothing but the electronic components developed to allow electronic goods to become smaller and lighter in weights, which can also occupy the smaller area, and it was invented in 1980. The flex PCB have printed conductive circuit patterns which are covered by thin polymer coating for its protections. They are just like flex PCB, unlike rigid PCB, they are made to fit in electronic devices. Since this flexible circuit has excellent working efficiency and strong heat resistance, it is widely used as a core component for all electronic goods. Now here again, I'm going to narrate some reasons why to use flexible printed circuit boards. We can say it reduces the weight and the space, it having more flexibility, it having adjustable impedance control, it also increases the reliability and repeatability. The thermal management is good, and it also eliminates the connectors as our normal rigid PCBs. It also provides the uniform electrical characteristics for high-speed circuitries. It also reduces the assembly cost. Now let us see why to select flexible PCB. We can compare here the rigid PCB and the flexible PCB. We can say that the original intention of the flex circuit is to replace the PCB mounting connectors. By replacing these connectors, the component costs are reduced, and the same goes for the risks of bad solder joints at the connector pins. We can say sometimes because of the movements and the vibrations or the mechanical stress on the products of normal PCB, there may be the loose connections of the components or the connectors here. This will be avoided in most of the flexible PCBs. Now let us see the types of flexible PCBs. We can say the first one is single-sided flexible circuits. The circuit contains a single conductor layer prepared of either metal or conductive polymer on a flexible dielectric film. The component execution features are available only from one side. And we can say that the holes may be created or the drilled in the base film to allow the components leads to pass during the interconnections, and it is done usually by soldering. There may be the different methods for its soldering. It may be wave soldering or something else. I will see the second type, which is referred as double-sided flexible boards. They are having two conductive layers, and it is not a general practice, but it is an option for the terminations for electronic apparatus, which are provided the components on both sides of the circuits. Depending on its design and the necessity, The double-sided flex circuit boards can be fabricated with protecting covering layers. The next flexible circuits we can called as a sculptured flex circuits, and this is developed for the procedure which involves a particular flex circuit, a multi-step etching method which yields a flexible circuit to finish the copper conductors, whereas the thickness of the conductor which is differed in different places along with their lengths. That means the conductors are in thin flexible areas and the thick at internet points. This is the structure, the picture for the same. The next type of flexible circuit is referred as multi-layer. It having 3 or additional layers of the conductors are there on the PCB. Normally, the layers are interconnected by means of plated through holes. Through this, it is not a condition to supply the openings to access the lower circuit level features. The layers of this multi-layer flex circuit may or may not be instantly laminated by plating through the holes. This is the picture in which we are going to observe the multi-layer PCB. The next point for the PCB circuit is rigid flex circuits, which are nothing but the hybrid manufacturing of the flex circuit, and it consists of rigid and the flexible substrate, which are laminated mutually into a single substrate. A rigid flex circuit can contain one or more or extra conductors, and the layers of the rigid flex are also usually electrically interconnected to each other, which are with the help of the plated through holes. The rigid flex circuits are in general multi-layer structures, and however, we can say the two metal layers constructions are occasionally used for its manufacturing. We can say some advantages of flexible PCBs. The first one is flexibility. As we refer that, it is most significant advantage of flexible PCB. Second point is it is small in size as compared to your rigid PCB. It is going to occupy only 60% of the space. The next point is lightweight. The material of flexible PCB is light in weight, so that we can say that the cost of the product is also going to be reduced. Then the next one we can say eliminate the installation errors. The installation errors are going to be minimized, and we can say there is no wastage of the material and wastage of the time to find the fault. The next point goes to increase in reliability. Using these boards, we can connect the wiring on X, Y, Z planes, that is 3-dimensional connections is possible for us. The next point of the advantage is controllable electrical parameters. So using this one, we can control the capacitance, the inductance, the characteristics impedance, the delay and attenuation by designing the parameters of line width, line spacing, and line thicknesses. As like advantages, there are some disadvantages also. The first one you can see, it having high initial cost is there because this is newly launched in the markets. And we can say this in FCB, the changes and the repairs are difficult because once the flexible PCB is made, it must be changed from the base map or the program lithography program. So it is not easy to change this. The surface is covered with a protective film, and for repairing, we have to remove that film. This is not possible, or it is something difficult task for the repairing work. The size is limited. FCB are usually manufactured by a batch processes in the absence of conventional process. It cannot be made very long and wide size because of the limitations of the size of the production equipments. So size of the PCB is limited. And last one, we can say it is easily damaged. If we are not going to take any care for the PCB, we can say that because of the improper personal operations, its soldering and rework, it may be damaged. So this is nothing but we can say a little bit theory for the flexible circuit boards. Thank you.